Hello everyone. So this is the ownership review of the Tata Nano Gen X. So we had this car for around 4 years now, and we have clocked around 30,000 kilometers. On the Odo it has 42,000 kilometers. We actually bought this car as a used car, but it barely had any kilometers on it. It just had clocked around 10,000 kilometers when we bought it back in 2021. Finally we are selling this car, so I thought we'll give you a ownership review of this car before selling it off. And at the end of the video I'm going to tell you exactly why we are selling this car, so keep watching the video. And let's just quickly go through all the features and specifications of the car, then we can move ahead with the ownership review of the car and all the pros and the cons. This is the front view of the car. This is let me just tell you, this is the 2015 model Tata Nano Gen X, which has an openable boot at the back. So this was coming with a new fresh looking headlights, and this cladding at the front of the car, which was unique for this particular model. And we have the fog lamps. This actually opens, and I'm not sure if people know this, but this is the unique feature of the car. I can't say a feature. This is the unique thing about Tata Nano, that the engine doesn't come at the front of the car, but it is actually at the rear of the car. So we have a spare wheel at the front, a fuel cap at the front. It doesn't have a fuel lid at the side of the car. We have to open this lid in order to fill the fuel. We have the brake fluid, the washer fluid. So yeah, pretty much all the things we need on a regular basis is under this hood. So this is the front of the car. Let me just show you the wheels. So this comes with a 12-inch wheel, that is 135/70 R12. And a fun fact about Tata Nano, I'm not sure if people know this. This actually comes with a different sized rear and front wheel. When I say different size, is actually the width of the tire. At the front of the car we have 135/70 R12, and on the rear we have 155/65 and R12. So the rear tire is actually wider than the front tire, if you can make out the difference. Look at the sunrise. Okay, let's go to the rear of the car now. We can actually open the rear boot. Let me just open it and show you guys. So the only way to open this is by inserting the key. So we have this parcel tray at the back. We have 2 speakers. And so one more fun fact about this Tata Nano is it actually comes with the Harman speakers. This doesn't say it on the top of the speaker. There is no branding as such. So this comes with pretty okay boot capacity. This was not a very big problem for us, because we are a family of 3, and most of the time when we are going on a long trips, we would just fill all the luggages at one of the empty spaces, at one of the empty seats at the back. So that was not really a big issue for us. But if you are a big family and you want to take this car on a long drives, this might be an issue. And it also gets really hot, this area, because the engine is right under this. We can just unscrew all these bolts and the engine will be visible. So talking about the engine, this car comes with 624cc petrol engine, which is a two-cylinder engine, and it had around 37 horsepower and around 51 newton meters of torque. And it is really a peppy engine. It came with two gear options, and they were 4-speed manual, which is the one we have right now. We had 4-speed manual and a 5-speed automatic. So I'll come to it later, that how the car rides and all those things. Let's just cover all the physical aspect of the car. So when we open the rear door, it actually opens quite a lot, but there is literally no problem to get in and out of the car. The rear seat doesn't have a headrest. It has a sort of a fixed headrest. I don't know this. I'm not going to comment much on it. The front seat is adjusted for my height. I'm 5'7", so I'm not very tall person. So let's see how the knee room is on this car. So as you can see, there is a lot of knee room. Literally, we had no issues with the knee room of this car or the space. So as I told you, I'm 5'7", and I have a lot of headroom at the back. We have a manual adjusting rear window, and we have this opening latch. We have a lock. Then we have a small compartment here to keep things, which is a nice thing. There is no bottle holder as such. There is one bottle holder at the front. I'll come to that later. So yeah, this is pretty comfortable place to be in, because we have taken this car for a lot of long drive, and my mom used to sit here, and this is not a bad place to be in. This is actually pretty decent. I'm comparing this with all the cars which came in this segment. This actually has more space than Alto or Quid. Okay, then let's come to the front seat. Okay, so we have, what do we have here? We have two speakers. These are decent speakers, not very bassy as such, but these are decent, not a bad speaker. This is better than having nothing. We have a Bluetooth sound system. Yes, it does have Bluetooth. We can insert CD into this. We can have USB. We have aux. It has FM. So this is a pretty decent system, I think. Yeah, it has Bluetooth, so you don't have to worry about connecting cables and such. So we have AC, and I have to tell you that the AC in this car is really good, but I'll come to that later. There is one issue with the AC, that I'll come to that later. We have this center console. We have a speedometer. We have a fuel gauge. We have the temperature and a small digital console here, which shows odometer and trip meter, distance to empty, mileage, all those things. Then we have all the regular controls, the headlight controls. Over here it actually has a fog lamp, and here this side we have wiper control. Then we have this manual 4-speed gear lever. I'm not sure if this is an issue with our car or all the Tata Nanos, but the gear shift is slightly choppy. Yeah, again, I'm not sure if this is an issue with our car or all the Tata cars. You have to comment it down in the comment box and let us know. So we have a small compartment here to keep all the stuff. We have a small compartment there, and we also have a bottle holder here. We have 12-volt charging socket, but we don't get a USB charging, so we have installed this USB charging thing. So we have small glove boxes here. So I'm not sure what is the capacity of this, but This is enough to keep all your sunglasses or any mobile phones or small stuff over here. It also closes. There is also a lid. So yeah, this is a nice thing to have. We have a nice steering wheel. We have two power window controls over here. We have this ORVM, which is manually adjusted. There is no thing to adjust from inside of the car. We have to manually adjust it from outside. Then we have one more cool feature of Tata Nano, that is a single wiper blade. It works fine, but when there is heavy rain and we have to use it in very fast speed, then there is an risk of it flying off. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the features of the car. Let's move on to the review of the car now and talk about all the pros and cons of the car and why we are actually selling this car. So let's first talk about all the pros of this car. So first pro that I find is the space. I didn't expect it to have much space when we bought this, but quickly we realized that this car has a lot of space. As you can see at the behind, I'm comfortably sitting over here. If I have to show you how the leg space is at the front as well, what else do we need? I can literally stretch my legs. The seat is not even adjusted to be all the way back. As you can see, there is still a lot of space at the back and I can literally stretch my leg completely. So this is, I believe, one of the reasons why people like Nano. Coming to the second pros of this car, that is actually the size. I talked about the space. There is a lot of space, and the second pros of this car is actually the compactness of the car. This car was mainly made for the city drives. Whenever we take this car for a small city drive and we want to, let's say, go to a restaurant, and this car just fits anywhere on the parking lot. We don't have to really find any big spot to park this car. So yeah, then the next point in the pros list is the seats. The seats are actually really comfortable. As you can see, the seats are kind of a bucket seats. I wouldn't call it a proper bucket seat, but these are actually comfortable seats. When you sit on it and ride for a really long hours, you will come to know that the seats are really good. Although they don't come with adjustable headrest, the seats are pretty comfortable. The rear seat not so much, but yeah, not bad as well. And the next point in the pros list is the ground clearance. As you can see, this has a lot of ground clearance. There is no instance in this car where we bottomed out or hit something like a speed bump or anything, because the ground clearance is actually really good on this car. In my college days, we used to go like 4, 5, 6 people on this car, and it never bottomed out or hit any speed bumps or anything as such. And even the suspension travel, as you can see, there is a lot of suspension travel. So there is it is not a big problem for you in terms of ground clearance or suspension travel on this car. Yeah, then one of the biggest pros of this car is mileage. So most people buy this car to ride on the city, and because it has a really good mileage. Let me just show you what mileage I'm getting currently. So yesterday I was riding it on the city with AC turned on, and I was getting 18, as you can see, 18 kilometers per liter. So in the city we usually get around 18, 19, 20. Then on the highway we even got around 26 kilometers per liter. Then the next thing about this car is the AC. The AC are really good. They are actually very powerful, and since the cabin is very small, the AC actually works really good. But one small thing about the the AC is gas keeps reducing as such. I'm not sure if this is the issue with our car or all the cars, Tata Nano cars, but yeah, there is no leak. When we checked for any leak on the AC system, there were no leaks, but yeah, the AC gas keeps reducing, and every year or so we have to keep uh, refilling the gas. That's all. And one of the most important and fun thing about this car is rear wheel drive. Yes, I'm not sure if people know this. The Tata Nano actually came with the rear wheel drive, and it actually makes this car really fun to drive. We have gone to literally all the guard sections, long drives. We have also taken this to the highest peak in Karnataka, that is Mullayanagiri Peak. And if you have taken your car to Mullayanagiri Peak, you will know that the steep is really bad there, and this car just literally pulled it off with 3 people on board. So yeah, I think the pros are pretty much it. So let's talk about what are the cons of this car, and why exactly we are selling this off. So the first con that we need to talk about is the material used. I mean the panels that they used. I'm not sure if this is an issue with the metal or the material they used or the paint process they used, but there is a lot of rusting issues. We can't visibly see it on the outside of the car. There is no rusting on the outside of the car, but if we open this lid and see inside, there is a lot of rusting issues. I'm not sure if this is an issue with the Tata Nano specifically, or all the Tata cars as such. Yeah, we have seen a lot of rusting issues. So if you are planning to buy a Tata Nano, open the front lid and take a proper look at if there is any rusting issues. But then yeah, we are in a coastal area, so that might be also a factor for rust to build up. That is one con I feel about the car. Then comes the engine. I'm not sure if I can consider it a con, because primarily this car was made for cities and it fulfills that purpose. But one thing I really feel could have been better is the clutch. There is a lot of play in the clutch. As you can see, in the city traffic, this really creates problem. But yeah, this is we can consider this as a con in this car. So if you are planning to buy Tata Nano, just take a drive in the city and you will come to know if you like it or not. Coming to the final con, and this is pretty serious and pretty dangerous thing in Tata Nano, and it is also one of the reason why we are selling this car off. That is the brakes. As you can see, there is no disc brakes on in Tata Nano. Both rear as well as the front comes with drum brakes, and these works okay in city traffic. And yeah, this car was primarily made for city, so this works okay in city. But then as soon as we take it for a long drive, this brake literally fails. When I say fails, yeah, it actually fails. So we had 2 instances in this car where the brake actually failed when we were coming down the hill in one of the ghats, I think Charmadi Ghat or something. We were actually using engine braking. We were doing all the right things, but then again, since it was a downhill slope, we had to put some input on the brake. But yeah, as soon as we reached almost end of the ghat, the brakes just failed. And this was not just one instance, we also had one more instance where when the brakes heats up, it just fails. And I'm pretty sure this is not an issue with our car specifically, because I've seen people complaining about the brakes in Tata Nano, that how it fails while descending from a hill. So yeah, it again depends if you are using this car primarily for city drives or occasional long drives. We usually use this car for city drives, like 90% of the time we use it in the city, and probably 10% of the time we use it for long drives. So yeah, if you are primarily using it in the city, that shouldn't be a problem. But again, yeah, even in the city this doesn't come with a great brakes. So this is a major factor that I think Tata should have improved in this car. At least they should have introduced disc brakes at the front. So I think this is all for this video. I've told you why, and one more thing, one more reason why we are actually selling this car is because recently we have started driving the car for a longer distance, because we work in a city around 50-60 kilometers far from our city. So we will have to regularly travel on highway. So that is one of the reasons why we are selling this car off, because in the highway this really doesn't feel that good. Goes up to 100 and 105 kilometers per hour, but then the riding experience will not be very great if we are riding at that driving at that speed. So the sweet spot for this car to drive is around 80 to 90 kilometer per hour. Then again, for a national highway, 80 to 90 kilometer per hour is not really enough. So there is one more reason why we are selling this car, because yeah, highway performance is definitely lacking in this car. So what is the verdict, or who should buy this car? One, if you're planning to buy this car to learn, this is the perfect car to learn in. And two, if you are planning to buy this car for primarily city drives, this is the perfect car for you, because it gives you proper mileage. We have never gotten anything less than 18 kilometer per liter, and it takes really small space to park. Really peppy, engine is good for city drives, and there is a lot of space. There is AC. I wouldn't recommend you to buy the older Tata Nanos, the one before the Twist model. I think the Twist and the Gen X model were really good. I wouldn't recommend you to buy the older models. There were a lot of issues in the older models. So yeah, if you are learning to drive, or if this is your first car, if you are primarily buying this car for city drives, you already have a bigger car and you want a smaller car to drive on the city, so this will be a perfect car for you. So yeah, this is it for this video. Hope you like the video, and there is actually a video where we service this car at home. You can check out that video as well, and drop your thoughts on the comments. And yeah, see you on the next video with probably a new car. Bye bye.